Good morning, Connect Church. How's your Monday going? Charles Wolf from Connect Church of Ventura. I'm glad you took time to join us today. You are what you consume, or you become what you consume. That's something. It's a little passage, or a little sentence that someone said in a discussion I was in earlier in the week. I think I was on a Zoom meeting, most likely. I spend quite a bit of my life in Zoom meetings right now, and I'm okay with that. You become what you consume. And I got a piece of paper to write that down, and right next to it was this. We are shaped by the entertainment we take in. And I thought, boy, that is kind of related to man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes out of the mouth of the Lord. And I decided to go first with you become what you consume, because right now, a lot of us are daily checking news sources, social media, whether it's Facebook, Parler, MeWe, Twitter. The president's Twitter account got shut down on him. And people are up in arms about that, and other people are up in arms. And in fact, right now, I would say that the standard operating situation for most of us is that we're up in arms. Well, if you're consuming that mentality online or on whatever you're tuned into or however you get your information, then of course you're going to be that way. I think we need to recognize, do we spend more time taking in people who are upset, or more time taking in people who are trying to encourage? And I try to be a mix. I'd like to challenge. I'm not always here just to make everybody who watches this, feel great, because there are times when I feel like God is calling us to be better people or to be different people. And he does that because he loves us. I'm going to go back to that passage that I quoted a minute ago. I've got it over here on my screen, and it's Deuteronomy chapter 8, if you want to look it up. And you can read the first, 8 or 9 verses. But this one thing, it says, you shall remember the whole way that the Lord your God has led you these 40 years in the wilderness. So you know now who it's written to and what time it was written and so forth. That he might humble you, testing you to know what was in your heart, whether you would keep his commandments or not. And he humbled you and let you hunger. And he fed you with manna, which you did not know, nor did your fathers know, that he might make you know that man does not live by bread alone, but man lives by every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. This gets quoted in the New Testament by a major player. I'll let you look that one up if you want to know about it. But it says God humbled them, and he does the same to us. Why? So that he could show them what was in their hearts. He says, testing you to know what was in your heart. Well, that doesn't mean so that God would know. He tested them so that they would know what's in their heart. This, my friends, right now in our world is a time of testing. How do I know that? Because I just watch the people. Watch the news. Watch these people are using this, and they're just throwing down a report here or a quote there or a letter that's been making its way around social media from over here. And they say all that has to happen is these states to win the election. Then the election came and went. And they go, well, then all that has to happen is these electors have to. And then they say, oh, no, it was fraud. And then that was all we have to do is prove the fraud. And then that didn't happen. And they said, now all that has to happen is, it's done. And I really believe that it's a God we serve who loves us enough to allow us to be tested. Why? So we can see what's in our heart. And I believe that we as Christians need to put a smile on our face and let's get going forward, because we're not going to change the past. We're not even going to change what we think we can change in the present. We need to go forward. So let's go forward. Did your guy win? Great. Did your guy lose? Equally great, because God is still God. He's still on the throne. He's still in control. He still has your life and mine in the palm of his hand. And it's more about revealing what's in our heart than it is about a particular political party or promises being kept or not kept. Okay? Can we agree to go forward? Here's a challenge. Beginning of the year, our church is doing a week-long fasting and prayer. And you can go on to our various websites and Facebook pages and so forth if you'd like to find lists of things to pray for. I believe that we even have a downloadable page so that you can print it out and we can all pray in unity. But even if you're not going to be part of that, if you're not part of our church, or if you don't believe in that, or if maybe you can't fast food, maybe fast something else. How about fasting sources of entertainment that do not build us up, that do not build faith in God? Okay, how about that? Anyway, we don't live by bread alone. We also don't live by winning all the political battles that we engage in. We definitely don't live by condemning people who disagree with us on social media. So let's go forward. Let's be positive. Let's trust God. Let's trust one another. Let's maybe correct one another if we start seeing people spewing anger and hate. Let's say, hey, the best use of social media that I can see is to spread hope, encouragement. I talk an awful lot about how much I love my wife because I have so many friends and relatives who are struggling in their marriages, maybe more so right now because they're locked up together in the house, or not. I don't know, maybe because of the financial stress that they're under. But one way or another, I spend a lot of time trying to promote my wife and promote just the concept of having a good marriage. And I promote the gospel, and I talk about a lot of things like that. And I put a lot of humor up also because I like to bring a smile to people's face. Can we do that? Can we focus on that? Borrow a meme here and there if you have to. Put a smile up. Let's get off the anger train. Okay? That's all I have for us. I love you. I mean that. And I'll see you next week.